We begin with updates from the United States, where a culture war is now brewing in the lead up to the race for the White House. Donald Trump and fellow Republicans took a swipe at President Joe Biden over the Easter weekend. On Saturday, President Joe Biden issued a proclamation recognizing March 31st as the Transgender Day of Visibility. And this year, it coincided with Easter Sunday. Donald Trump and Republicans labeled the declaration as blasphemous and an assault on Christianity. In fact, former President Donald Trump campaign demanded that President Biden and the White House issue an apology to Catholics and Christians across the United States. Now, the White House hit back, stating that President Biden is in fact a devout Catholic himself, and he stands for bringing people together and upholding the dignity of freedom of every American. And now, in an apparent dig at Trump, who urged his supporters to buy the $60 God Bless USA Bible, White House Deputy Press Secretary Andrew Bates also said President Biden would never abuse his faith for political purposes or for profit. The latest face-off comes as Donald Trump seeks support from religious conservatives and is trying to seize their discomfort over transgender rights. The Easter face-off came after Trump drew criticism for a video on his Truth Social platform that featured an image of President Biden being hogtied. The video posted last week shows two pickup trucks driving down a highway, and one of these trucks bore an image of the U.S. president with his hands and feet tied together. Now, the Biden campaign accused Trump of inciting political violence, but the use of combative language and provocative images is not unusual for Donald Trump. In fact, just last week, Manhattan prosecutors accused Donald Trump of breaching a gag order imposed in his hush money trial. Trump has repeatedly attacked the judge's daughter on social media. The Manhattan District Attorney's Office petitioned Judge Juan Marchand to clarify the gag order's scope and direct Trump to cease verbal attacks on court staff and their family members. Donald Trump has been targeting Justice Marchand's daughter, who has worked for Democratic campaigns, and he even called for Judge Marchand to be sanctioned and demand that he recuse himself from the case. Now, it is important to note that Judge Marchand did in fact disclose this matter to the ethical board that presides over judges, and the board itself ruled that on the facts before us, we conclude that the judge's impartiality cannot reasonably be questioned based on the judge's relatives' business and or political activities, and the judge is not ethically required to disclose them, end quote. Now, burdened with legal troubles and potential prison sentences, Donald Trump looks to be returning to his 2016 playbook, where smear campaigns will play a pivotal role. From impeachments to inaugurations, if it's a political story, we are on the scene. The race for the White House is heating up.
We're beating Biden.
How dare he say that?
If it's breaking news, we're live with the latest coverage. From the White House, the State Department, and Capitol Hill, we know the issues, but above all, we know the players to bring you the latest in-depth analysis on all the key stories that we're covering. I'm Eric Ham. Join me from Washington here on Firstpost America.